Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Ninja coming at you from the dojo for another edition of Vinyl Collecting Pickups. This is the Sexy as Hell edition. Before we begin, and I show you what I was able to pick up this week, I'm just going to give you a quick story. I had the opportunity to stop by a thrift store earlier this week, and during that time there were two older ladies that were working in the store. I was flipping through the vinyl and one came over and stuff, and I don't know her name, but I've seen her enough to know her. And anyways, she just asked me, you know, is there a market for this? Do people still collect records? Do people listen to records? And I just gave her the scoop that, yeah, there is a market. People still listen to it, mostly in the rock, heavy metal, bit of jazz, rap, that kind of thing. And people that just appreciate music, right? So there are people out there that still collect it, was my answer. And she asked me, so why do you collect it, right? I'm like, I thought I just answered it. But when I was going to answer her, her coworker was listening and goes, he collects it because vinyl is sexy, therefore he is sexy. And I look over, I'm like, what the? And we all started laughing. This nice really nice older Ukrainian lady. And it was just the way she said it. It was just like straight faced. Because vinyl is sexy, therefore he is sexy. I can't even do it. It's like, anyways, it was just the funniest thing. So that was my story. So why do I collect vinyl? Well, I guess because vinyl is sexy and I'm sexy. Therefore, I'm sexy. Anyways, let's just get right to it and show you what I was able to get. All right. What do we have here? A little bit of Slayer. I've been like on a Slayer rampage lately, if you haven't noticed. But that was great to find. I got a little bit of Floyd, a nice pair. It has Piper at the Gates of Dawn and Saucer Full of Secrets. A little bit more Floyd. And this was fantastic here. Hendrix, Axis Bold as Love. Now in a previous video you might have seen that I have the mono version. This is actually the stereo version, the first press reprise. And it's a, as you can see, the tricolor label. So I have the mono, the stereo, and I have the reissue. This was totally from the movie Ted. Well, not this soundtrack wasn't from the movie Ted, but a total homage to the Flash Gordon. But anyways, this was in my friend Scott's store back in the day, and I looked at it, I'm like, man, that's cool and stuff. And then someone bought it, and lo and behold, I stumbled on and found it, so I picked it up. Flash! Definitely check that out if you can. YouTube, Flash Gordon, Queen, you'll find it right away. So Scott came over and we were able to look at some things. He did a trade with me and hooked me up with GNR Appetite for Destruction. And I believe that you might have seen in a previous video, I do have this on a different band cover. And also, finally, Iron Maiden, made in Japan. Finally, we were able to get this. It's in the shrink. Oh no, what's this? Elizabeth Halloween. Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1. So that was great to have, and I was actually in Scott's store earlier today. We did a mega trade, and I'm about to show you half of the mega trade things. But that was Part 1, and what could Part 1 be without Part 2? Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys. So that was great to have. Jam that a little bit in the store. And thanks, Scott. Again, going back to a time earlier this week, he came over and we did a trade. He was able to supply me with Anthrax, and that's a Banzai label. It's very rare. Great to have this. I was actually looking at another Anthrax album in his store today, but I went with some other stuff. But I will get it. Oh, what is this? Living Death. Metal Revolution. This is a rare thrash album. It's also a Banzai label album. Again, supplied by Scott. Thank you. But now we're gonna get serious, all right? And it's Total Sacrifice, Forward Determination. All right, this is another rare label. Diabolic Force. I want to say like Diabolique Force label. But was also jamming this in his store for a while. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna get that. So what could we keep going here with but a little bit of Suicidal Tendencies. Join the Army. That's a first press. Excellent. I saw this. I was like, wow, I'm totally gonna get that. So I did. All right, and again, when Scott came over earlier this week, he did bring over a little bit of a treat, and this was it here, right here, a little bit of Floyd Piper, and it was framed, so thank you, Scott. And there is another thing that Scott gave me, and that'll be left for last, but I'm just going to hopefully not annoy him because of the fact that every time I've left his store, I've always stopped at Salvation Army. And when I do, I find like the $1.99 albums. And again, it's like 5 for 5, 6 for 6. I don't even know how many times, but I keep at bat and I keep hitting home runs. And today I'm going to show you some other things I was able to pick up, $1.99 piece. So for my friend Dustin, who will appreciate this, DJ Shadow. What does your love soul look like? All right, so this is for the people that appreciate the beats. DJ Shadow, pretty sweet. And what else we got here? Oh, we got a lovely receipt and coupon. But again, we have from Mowax, DJ Shadow and DJ Crush. So that was great to find. Again, for the people that appreciate the beats. And Scott, I'm just telling you right now, don't be mad when you see this. I kind of was like, really? That's here? That's now? Like, and I'm gonna get it? Yes. Nirvana. Nevermind. Like, really? You know how hard, like, it was funny because every time I go in the store, he's like, oh, you'll probably find that at Salvation Army. But he says it in a sarcastic way, and look what I just found right here. Nirvana Nevermind. It's like, not impossible, but it's quite rare to find grunge just on the street. And voila. All right. And last, but certainly not least, through the mega trade that I did with Scott, something quite appealing, and it's framed. Thanks, Scott. It is a Rolling Stones. All right. Now, the special thing about this here is not only the pressing, but actually that's more important, but it's actually the cover. It's the hologram cover. I'm trying to just give you a little bit of a thing there. You might be able to see a little bit, but it's in excellent condition. It's framed. Satanic Majesty's Request. That's fantastic. That's probably the best find of the week, thanks to Scott and Vintage and Vinyl. But on a wild search, I would probably have to say, personally, I think that's really cool and stuff. Just, I know there are other stuff that you guys saw in there, but I've been looking for that for a while. So I'm very happy to find that. And that's another edition of Vinyl Collecting Pickups. All right, so hope you're all well. This is the Sexy as Hell edition. And why do I collect vinyl? Because vinyl is sexy, therefore I'm sexy, according to that Ukrainian lady, who maybe I'll get her on video someday and say, can you repeat that? All right, so hope you're well, have a great weekend, and take care.